This meeting is being recorded.
Midea.
What is this at all? Misato.
What a
Ladies and gentlemen in the house with me tonight. We're starting a little bit late, but thanks guys for holding on. I have in the house with me tonight, Lady Sherry Dennie-Edwards. Come on, guys. Put your hands together and welcome to Where Are We Come From? Episode number 12. We have, I won't call she the maestro, guys, because this woman is wearing so much hats. Understand? She a load of hats she wearing. She has been a very good friend of mine for over 2 decades. And we have been working on, we have worked on several projects together. Sherry, my battery is gonna die, so let me just mute a while and come back. All right, just give me a little to mute a while. All right, guys. So Sherry, have been around. We have been friends for a good while, and our friendship date back as far as over 20 years. And I'm so happy to have Sherry you as one of my good friends. Somebody that I can bounce things off on. From time and time again, and I must say that you are truly a remarkable person. So you're on where are we come from tonight? So tell the people in Sylvester and the Grenadines where you come from. So your turn to tell them where you come from.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so you mean geographically?
Well, tell them, of course, where we come from is based in Sylvester and the Grenadines, so tell them where you come from, right?
Well, we come from all different places, to be honest.
So start from the beginning.
Okay, so basically, well, everybody knows my name. And, well, first of all, it's an honor to be asked to be on this program, and I'm really excited about, what is going to happen. So where did Sherry come from? Well, first of all, from Amos and Gloria Denny. And well, geographically, the truth is I've probably lived almost, I don't know, about 13 to 14 or 15 different places. Actually,
almost shared plenty places, 15 places.
Yes, because my dad was a church planter, so we moved around a lot, right? So we lived in a lot of different areas. So wherever he went to work, we went to live. But when I was born, they were living in Sharps. And then they moved to Green Hill, then they moved to Beckway, then they moved to Georgetown, then they moved to Connery, then they moved to Sanssouci, then they moved to Park Hill. Yes.
Wait. So Sherry, I can boldly say that you are a local squatter.
Hello, yes. Rolling Stone gathering no more.
Rolling Stone gathering no more. And Well, you said something a while ago that your father was a church planter. You may say that he's a pastor, right? That's what you're
Right,
saying?
yes.
And you're the
Well, he's
pastors.
a pastor, but also, some pastors don't really plant churches.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
they're church planters.
So he
So
was a
sometimes he plants the church and then molds somebody to take over, and then he moved on to another area and plant
wow,
another church.
wow. And that's an interesting kind of ministry,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Because
yes, it is.
and to have your family rolling with like that, you have to be good at building relationships and meeting people. And likewise, no
Mhm.
wonder why you are the person that you are. No, I understand. I never know that. I never know that part of you. Right? That
Yes.
that was one of the things that your father was specialized in. Yes, Sherry. So
Mhm.
the conceptualization of this particular program, where are we come from? This is where when I sat down and I said, I want to come up with something that can really shed some light on the creative space in St. Vincent and Grenadines, where we highlight, some of the creative persons involved in singing, drama, music, the entire works. And it's to
Right.
showcase not the people who don't make it big out there, but the persons who are now in the grassroots that are still planting and building a brand and a name for themselves, right? These are the people that I want to have the conversation with. So when they go bigger, I can see, I had Sherry Denny first on my program.
Yes, yes. I receive the
You see
comment
that?
big.
But you are an ordinary person who is doing extraordinary things. And that is one of the things that I know of. And people need to know what you are doing and what you have been doing over the years. All right. So, this program is going to showcase, people from different part of the creative industry, that are doing their thing here in St. Vincent and Grenadines and making a name for themselves. And Sherry, we met eons ago when I was a youth worker in the Methodist Church. I want to pick up my one of my biggest supporters who is on already. She don't miss a beat. Like she face on Facebook, Sherry, Susandi. She face on Facebook. She now moved from their tug for where we come from to come on. Good night, Susandi, right? And the other guys who are joining us, feel free to share the live and also make a comment to let us know where you're logging in from. So Sherry, we met when I was a youth worker in the church. At that time, I was assigned to the Kingston congregation, where I was the youth pastor there, working along with the Kingston Youth Fellowship. And an opportunity came up where we had an opportunity to participate in an event overseas in Dominica, right? And that is
Yeah.
where I got to meet you. Where I know that you're involved in a lot of missions, but this was of my first overseas experience traveling to perform, and I had the awesome privilege. I think you are the one who made the connection in Dominica
Right.
for a
Right.
dance festival. This was a huge event,
Yes.
and you put together a team from St. Vincent to participate in
Mhm.
that dance-a-thon. Give us the experience. Give us that experience.
Kevin, you might remember better than me, but um, yes, from what I could recall, there was the opportunity to participate in this dance-a-thon through a friend of mine at that time that was in Dominica. And um, I like to work with people's strengths, and I don't always have just like one set of people that I work with. So I thought that, okay, let's see how much young people we could get together. Some of them never even danced. And I think Paul was on the team too. Paul didn't dance. I
Well,
think Paul
Master,
was
yes.
in the, and we used to practice at CW Prescott, a classroom at CW Prescott, and so we prepared and we went down. I remember it's the first time, I think, probably the first time I went to Dominica too. And
Yes.
one of the first thing was where we were looking for our luggage, and we were like, where is the conveyor belt? Then we see this man coming with a cat. Pulling this, and Kevin, you did not behave.
Oh, Lord.
I remember, I was like, when we are seeing, I couldn't believe it,
Yes,
right?
I
But
remember that. I
that
remember that.
that was the start
That
of
chip, man,
really.
that chip. you know, they say that you have to make the best of what you have, you know, and you know, is when you're confronted with challenge and you have people who are creative and they decided to make things work, we overcame all of the challenges, you know. Our accommodation wasn't the best, you know, the food wasn't the best, the water wasn't the best, but guess what? We were in good company, and I never ever forget those experiences we had. I remember that night we had a fashion show where we had a fashion show, man, where we used a sheet and a pillowcase, and you know, it was a ball. That moment, I've made some good friends. We made some good friends from that event. And some of the persons that were on that trip I can remember was Punji. You remember Punji? Punji, I can't remember. He's now living in Venezuela.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. What's his name again? His real name.
I can't remember.
Oh, and he was a phenomenal dancer.
Well, fantastic dancer, man. And also we
had his name
Curtis, yes, Curtis.
Yeah, he used to go to KBC.
And also we had another male dancer who is now a police officer. He's an officer. He played the Jesus role in the play. Even up to this name, I do not even remember the name of this guy. We just call him Jesus. Me and Shelly, whenever we pass him in the street, we call him Jesus. Yeah, and
the only people I remember is you, Paul, and Paul.
Keisha, we have
Keisha was there too.
With Denisha, we had a young lady that work at, she looks like she's worked by Dr. Uno, but she's not working at the Printry. Charlie knows her really good too. And this, and the performance, man, it was top notch. People was in standing innovation when we came off of the stage. And remember, electricity went just before we went on stage. The place was in total darkness. You know, when we came back, man, just we were like, people was actually laying their hands on the equipment. And it was in a banana shed, one of those banana sheds, right? People lay their hands on lay their hands on the equipment. And yes, lay their hands on the equipment for electricity to come back. And you know, when electricity came back, man, the guys from St. Vincent went onto the stage and they gave a stunning performance. I will never forget that. And this is what theater does. It brings people together, and as long as you have the one mind, and we had a mission, was there to minister, using the creative arts to minister to people. And this is one of the things that, Sherry, that you have been doing, and you have been doing a remarkable job with it, right? You have been doing that. So I know I started off with you as the dancer, right? I see you as a dancer, doing a little thing and, here and there. But even that you were the dancer, I know that you are a powerful minister when it comes to singing. So tell me how you, let us first start with the dancing. How the love for dancing came about for you? The love for dancing.
The thing about it, Kevin, and I will go back to my father's calling, right? And I always think that what God did was he blessed his family with the gifts that were needed, to build the ministry, right? And as far as I could remember, I've always had a keen interest in the arts. Really and truly, singing is my forte. I think that's the part I'm most passionate about and I love the most. But dance for me came naturally. What I do love about dance, though, as opposed to dancing myself or being a dancer, is choreographing. And coming up with concepts, of a piece, and that's the part of it that I really, really, really enjoyed. But I must say that I take no credit because but I know that I have been gifted, in the arts, and like you said, the dance. I think all of them work together well, because everybody has their niche. Okay, we mightn't call you to sing, Kevin.
That's right. Come on.
Right?
I may have
But
to join. I may have to join the vocal class for that one.
You may have to. But and I'm not tooting my own horn since we're just talking about it. But the fact is that I have been really blessed with the ability to function in every aspect of the arts, whether it's dance, whether it's singing, whether it's drama, writing, you name it, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. And it was encouraged in me as a child, and even growing up, my parents really pushed me in that area. At the time, there weren't any real like drama group, or only your youth group would do the Christmas plays, or in my denomination, we used to have drama festivals in my denomination and so on. So, in church and so on, they got the opportunity to actually, do things like that. But yeah, I think the singing was first because I actually started singing publicly. I remember I was like 2 years old. My mom told me that the mic was literally too big for my hands. But you see, my father is not a musician. He could sing too, but I think the singing part came from my mom's side of the family and the musical part. So my brother used to play the piano, and my sister, myself, and him used to sing, and they used to call us the Denny Trio. And you don't want a better harmony than that, I must say.
All right. Well,
right?
well, Sherry, you have to give a live performance tonight. I didn't tell you that, right?
A lie?
Yeah, no problem. We come into that.
The proper impromptu, Kevin. Anyway, yes. So I was saying so I started singing publicly when at a very, very young age. And then, we would always sing before Daddy preach, whatever. So the singing was first. And then as I got older, I started to explore the other parts of the art and realize, I had something. Something I really love up to this day. I think that is part of the tools that were given to me to fulfill my purpose. Yeah.
Nice. I loving that, right? So, from the dancing, I know you have a passion for that, and I know, and just before before COVID, that you had original. One thing we're still in the dance part of it. You're well connected in terms of across the region,
Right.
of the dance group and all of that. And you in the past, you would have produced several dance shows, right? We're coming on to the singing part just now. Several dance shows. I want you to just, give us just a brief history in some of the productions that you would have done in the past in regards to that.
Right. So in regards to dance, I did produce a regional festival. I think it was two or 3 years, called the Caribbean Festival of Gospel Dance, where I invited other Caribbean islands to come in, and we did a 2-night event. So there was that, and then in my group, that's Exalting, also there was a dance component, and we almost annually had an event, a dance event, because obviously if you have a dance component, you have to have something that will feature them, right? And we started working with children from as young as 5, and so we had like 2 different set of dancers. So we had the adults and then we had the children, right? Delight Sparks was the children, and Shalom Body Worship. And so annually we would have a dance event. It will have different names based on the what we feature. But most recently, well, just before COVID, we actually went to St. Lucia. Took a group of about 25 dancers. Some of them traveling for the very first time, on a mission to St. Lucia, where we did a weekend long visits. We had 3 different productions, and they were well received. It was an excellent time. I really, I really like to encourage and, stir up the gifts in people. And when you see people good at something, sometimes they themselves don't even realize, the ability that they have, right? And so Well, that's some of the things that I probably would have said. Well, apart from the Dominica trip, so long ago.
No matter what other dance mission you go on, you see the Dominica trip there? The one they tappa, 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 tappa.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. So, and
and also we had also what you call worship in the city, and that was something that we had kind of tried to revive. That was pre-COVID as well, and where we brought dancers from all different denominations together. And at one point, we had about 50 something dancers, doing that and spilling. Off from that, some of the dancers didn't want to leave to just do an annual event. So we kind of stuck together and called ourselves the SVG Dance Project, because it wasn't just like one church and so on, which still is somewhat functional today, but because of COVID, a lot of things went on hold. And yeah, hopefully that gets going again. That's but so yeah,
nice.
I think that's pretty much covering the dance.
Dance, yes. So they have several elements. So it's important that we persons know that you also are part of a ministry, and under the ministry you have the different elements of the creative expression, which is dance,
right,
which I have known you first for, and then the singing part of it, right? So let us talk about Sherry Dennie, the minister, when it comes to I'll produce a show soon. I want to put it out there so nobody else will teach the concept. I'll produce a show called Kevin Rodriguez, to Axe Promotion, will produce a show called The Kings and Queens of Gospel. Tell them don't want to name, right? And guess what happened? Yes. This is one of the queens of gospel in St. Vincent and the Grenadines we have here. So Sherry Dennie, let us talk about Sherry Dennie, the minister. So those of you guys who are just joining us, I'm having a conversation tonight on Where Arwe Come From, episode number 12 with Sherry Dennie-Edwards, the minister, the ministry leader, the songwriter, the actress, the dancer, the producer. She wears several hats. So we're now talking about Sherry Dennie, the singer. So tell us more about the singing ministry, Sherry.
Right. So I shared briefly, the beginning. My mom was really instrumental in that way, that she nurtured that part of me when it came to singing. But it's something that I really love. Music on a whole, I just love. And well, I think we're all born with innate abilities to do different things. So, you have the raw talent that needs to be nurtured into something, that is polished and beautiful. And my father made it his business for us to do music classes. I took vocal training. And well, vocal training is something that you have to continually do. So you continue to develop yourself. But I remember as a little girl, I admired Whitney Houston, right? And I used to pray and say, God, if you only let me sing like Whitney Houston, I will never sing in the wall. I will always and only sing for you, And I used to mimic Whitney. Every song she sang, every note, I will try to replicate it. And I think she was my first vocal trainer, Whitney Houston of blessed memory. God bless her soul. But she was one of the singers that I kind of idolized back in the day when I was much younger, and things got really serious, when I was probably around 18, thereabout, when I started to take my walk more serious with the Lord. And I realized that, it wasn't only about the singing, but the ability to really reach and touch people, through that particular tool. And still to this day, I honestly am my greatest critic. And if you ask me, I wouldn't consider myself a queen of gospel. I know I had a little thing, but I'm saying, but the thing about it is that, and I think that is what kept me humble. although some people might not think that, because you're always misunderstood, especially when you're like, there's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to make any apologies for my giftings and my abilities.
So why
You understand?
we keep defending every time you say something? I don't know. It's
No,
good
I'm just saying that people tend to want to think, well, oh, this person feel them this and them feel them that, them kind of way they, but I'm just saying that, I'm grateful that I have the opportunity. I had and have the opportunity to really still be very effective, as a singer. I started writing poems that turned into songs. And a lot of people like, oh, why you don't record? Why you don't this? Why you don't that? You need to do an album, and things like that. But the thing with me and Kevin is that my greatest joy comes from pushing other people, right? And so you see, helping other people to develop into, their fullest potential. That is where I find the greatest joy. So even though I know I can sing and so on, I would be the last person to put me on a program to sing, if you understand what I'm saying.
And you're
right?
so right, Sherry. And I've seen that from my association with you over the years, right? In terms of what you do, in terms of your ministry, because I've seen a lot of persons that have gone through the ministry that you've had, and they have done extraordinary things, right? After
Yes.
they've been their interaction there, even persons that have been involved with the dance, persons that have been involved with your singing. And one of the things that I want to ask you, one of your original songs that you have wrote. I know you have released something the other day. I want you have to give me a verse and a chorus at the end. Eh? So prepare to drop something. You're prepared to drop something here. That's why you're in a different league, right? You're in a different league. I can tell you. I put you in a different league than anybody. No,
Just remember that I have been up since after 5 this morning, so and I just came from a vocal
no
class.
problem. That is even better. That is where you're a performer. So let me jump over to Facebook here. I have some people shouting you up. We have Marsha Greg, all the way in New York, shouting you out. She's from Beckway. Not just if you know Marsha. And of course, Sean Management Fredericks, right? Say congratulations, Sherry. That's your partner, Sean, shouting you up there. Yeah, good night, Sean. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. So, Sherry, so you involved in dance, you have choreographed and helped build, support many dance groups in St. Vincent and Grenadines, given the exposure. And for us, being a Methodist dance group, you would have given us that exposure outside of St. Vincent and Grenadines through that network, all right? So we know you as a dancer, we know you as a singer-songwriter. I never know they used to write poem, but I know what the part of the element that I fell in love with you is when we share the common love, right? Our common love as a playwright, and being involved in drama, right? The poetics, that is where I've really seen you grown and evolve, and I fell in love with your writing style. I can talk to you about you being the actress. That's what we're gonna talk about now. You being the actress, you being the director, you being the playwright, and you being the producer. You're functioning all of the different stages, right? So, so this involved stage. So coming to the stage wasn't anything new to you, but to transition, you were able to, because I'm not the dancer, I'm not the singer, I'm focusing on drama, but you were able to cross over to theater. Explain that to me. How were you able to do that?
Well, I think everything pretty much started in church. And, every Christmas time, they'd be like, Sherry, up to today, they have people that everywhere around Christmas, Easter time will call me, you have anything? Write something for me now, things like that. And so it started really in church. But when I actually got on stage, like publicly or nationally, with drama was my first year at secondary school. I was actually transferred to North Union Secondary School, and it was at that school that the drama teacher, he's now passed, Colin Haywood, he included me in one of the productions for the school's drama festival. And I think that was the first time, I did something nationally where drama was concerned. And I did several plays with the school whilst I was there. I was there for 3 years. And I participated in the festival then. So that's where nationally I started. And naturally after, I will always go back to Exalting because that's my base. And after we started the drama component in the ministry, which came last of all the components, which came last, we started to participate in the community drama festival. And then further to that, and you guys say after we graduated.
After we graduate. It's okay after we graduate. But I'm putting in a plug here.
That's an inside joke.
No, after we graduate. That's okay. We can put it publicly. We after we graduated, from the festival, we all graduated. Yeah.
We decided to continue to do our own production. So we put off the same weekend-long production, and we did that right up until COVID.
Yes.
I think it was. Yeah.
So tell us some about some of the plays that you would have produced. I know the first one that you ended the festival with was a very saucy one, girl. That one with some a hot piece of content.
Let me tell you, first of all, what I like to write about, I like to write about things that are very relatable.
And, yes. Now with the scripture thing, what you do, you use a social commentary, but they use the scripture background to bring the reality.
Everything, because I'm a Christian, everything will always have a spiritual undertone and an answer that is found in Jesus, right? And I make no apologies for that. So I like to write about things that actually happen and that everyday people, could actually connect to. And the truth is, some of these things that I would have written, these plays that I would have written, were actually stories of some of my friends, right? And only them will know, and because I think that there's a lesson in almost every situation that we would face. And, sometimes you might figure that, okay, your story might be boring, it might be too graphic or whatever, but it's just the thing that somebody else needs to move on. So that's the kind of things I like to write about. So I'm not really too big on comedy, although there is humor. I really like to write dramatic things, like soccer things with inside and outside, and I'll probably watch too much of soap.
The plot.
But I like to write things that have multiple, things going on and storylines that crisscross, and make the thing rich now.
Which one of the pieces that you wrote so far that really, that stood out to you the most? I know you love all of your pieces, but which one of them, that stood out the most for you from your writing so far to date?
I would say The Price of Happiness, which is the very first one I did for the festival. The Price of Happiness, which had a sequel, Bride of Envy. So
that one was my favorite, The Bride of Envy.
Yeah, right. So I think that would have been my because it talked about a woman who literally was nobody, became somebody, but still nobody. If you get what I'm saying, had so much abuse, and the way generally some women are taken advantage of because they come from a certain background. You understand? And so on. So I think that was probably one of my favorites, The Price of Happiness.
Yeah, and some of the people that you brought out were my partner Hayden. You bring him from a singer to an actor, right? Hayden was on the program, the last program was on episode 11. Episode 11.
Okay.
Right. So happy to have you back, both of you guys back to back on the program. And Amanda, one of the, so you had some solid actors, and one of the
Terika and Sarita and Maxine and Kesley and Siobhan.
And how can you dare you forget Mr. Peters?
Oh, I can't forget him. He is the epitome of our group. He's the one that brings the comedy. Without him, we probably wouldn't have a comedy. Oh, Lord, Christopher. Yes, yes, so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so and I mean, and you have done extraordinarily well in terms of you know, the dramatic presentations over the years in the Bank of St. Vincent and Grenadines Theatre Arts Festival when we were part of, and I know the invitation will be coming back soon to you. I can tell you up front because you know we have accepted an invitation to go back to, you know, after the graduation, you know. We will take it to another level. Anyway, sure, I put in a plug for you there, guys. Okay, so Sherry Dennie, the singer, Sherry Dennie, the dancer, Sherry Dennie, the actress, Sherry Dennie, the director, Sherry Dennie, the writer. And which one of them you love to do most in terms of the drama part of it? Which one you love to do most? I can tell you up front, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. I think directing.
Okay, directing.
I mean, to me, the writing comes naturally, and my process is I think a lot different than other people's process in terms of writing. So much so that when I start to write a play, I almost don't stop until it's done.
All right.
You know, like I could sit down and write 23 pages of dialogue, you know, in a day, right? Because for me, when the inspiration comes, it comes like a flood. And, you know, I have to get it out. So, but for me, the directing, I enjoy the directing because you get to be all the characters, you know, and you get to
get into the mind of each character, you know, you get the formation and to see it being staged, you know, it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling.
Yes. I'm pulling out the best out of the people, you know. So I enjoy that aspect the most.
And my bias here now, I want to ask, question I want to ask you, how has your involvement in drama itself have what kind of impact it has on your life as a person?
For me, I think drama helps you to, like, in everyday life, deal with different situations, you know, because for me, even if you're not experiencing a certain thing because of a play or a character, you would get the exposure to all the emotions that you would feel, other people would feel. So I think that in everyday life, it helps you to interact with people better. It helps you to deal with situations better. And for me, it makes you bold. You know, it makes you fearless. You know, because you're able to adapt. You know, it teaches you how to be a certain way, how to be prim and proper, how to speak the Queen's language, and how to go straight down in a sound dialect and still maintain that, you know, the ability to connect with different people from our walks of life. And, you know, I think that is one thing that drama really has done for me. It gave me the ability to adapt and to deal with things, deal with different people and things like that. I think that's one of the benefits for me.
Yeah, definitely, because one of the things I'll repeat it on every program, theater for social transformation. And one of the things that you said, how it has helped you to be a bold person. In a play, you can be anybody that you want to be. You can be the prime minister tomorrow, you can be the doctor tomorrow, you can be the nurse tomorrow, and that is what the creative space lends you. And it's not an easy thing to stand up in front of people and to deliver a line, right? It comes with a lot of preparation, and we cannot overlook this. Some of the best leaders that you will find are community leaders in non-profit organizations, in the churches, because you have people by influence. Right? You have people by influence, by integrity. That is why people follow. That is why people show up to be a part of these groups. And you're serving not without so many time, not looking back for anything, but the focus is to make other people's life better by using the creative space through dance, singing, preparing them for a presentation, preparing them for a dramatic presentation. And I know it's many nights that you'll spend up to midnight, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, juggling with the babies, them carrying them home after drama practice. Your husband, probably not to show, thank God your husband is also involved and supportive of you
Very supportive.
in this production, and to mention that we have Lady Rodriguez saying good night, Sherry. Right?
Good night.
Upstairs, and we tell she come and sit down in front of me to give me some encouragement. She upstairs, right? You know, we are lucky like you and I, you to have the family immersed into what you do, which is really good, because I know that when you're out front there, I know Peter is in the back, I'm working backstage and all of that, and, you know, so I know that you have that structure there, definitely, to support you. So, Sherry Denny, the singer, Sherry Denny, the dancer, Sherry Denny, the playwright, actress, and all of that. Now, let us talk about Sherry Denny now, the producer, because me hear something bigger come around the corner around me, so I understand. So, wait, well, you had ever? I think you've done something before, but I think I missed out on this one. So I heard that in the grapevine that you have a production around the corner, like. I see something on the 28th, 29th, and the 30th. Tell us what is happening. Tell us what is happening. Tell us what is happening.
Okay. So first of all, these events, apart from, you know, the place free up.
We're back outside. We're back outside.
Yeah, we're back outside for real this time. As usual, I am taking a small team of my friends to be a part of a mission trip to Canada, right, in August of this year. And we'll be there for 2 weeks, visiting prisons, schools, doing ministry in different churches, and so on. So this is a way to raise funds for that mission, because, you know, when you're going on missions, all the expenses on you. So nobody inviting you, is like you basically inviting yourself. So you have to take care of everything, right? So that's one of the main purpose of these events. So on the 30th of April, right, we are having what we call Allegro, which is a Christian lounge party, right? And it's an all-inclusive event. And because it's an all-inclusive event, it's also an exclusive event. So we obviously can't, it's not like an open Victoria Park thing, right? So it's in a more controlled environment, and obviously, you know, it being inclusive would mean that we'd have to cater for a particular number of persons. But we've had events like this before. We called it the Jesus Party. We've had about 3 or 4 of them before. So it would mainly feature DJ music. We'll have a live performance and so on. We have some really fun and exciting things also inside of there, but it's not like a concert. It's basically a line, you know. So, you know, the people in the world have their parties, their secret gardens, and their, I don't know the rest, but you know what I'm talking about. So you could say that this is the Christian version to an inclusive party, right?
I love that, Sherry. I love that.
Yes. So I am really looking forward to it, because, you know, we not had nothing to do for a very long time. We've been a thief chance, do little thing, you know, go little thing here and there. But when we came real big, because right now we actually, it's 3 events, right? And we're also having a concert called Delivered, because we are delivered. Right? And this will feature one of my really good friends from Trinidad, Nathaniel. He's an excellent musician.
No, listen to me, Sherry. I'm really excited about that Christian party, man.
Allegro?
Allegro, right? That's good. I'm a partner, Cheryl Harewood. It's a clean Christian party, man. She said, nice, good. So
yes, and we have a team, it's fire or ice. So you hot like me, you're in orange or red. Or if you think you're more cool, then you do the blues and the whites and ice, right?
Nice. So, yes. So Sherry, tickets are available for this event already. And as I said, that this event that you're producing, really, it's all the proceeds from it is gonna go towards funding the mission trip that you guys are gonna take overseas to do ministry, and what you guys are gonna do in terms of getting into schools, prison, to do mission on behalf of the, it's going to be members from Exalt Him only, or are you gonna have other persons who
Oh
want
no,
to
actually it's probably just 2 persons from Exalt Him, because Fenton Harry is also part of that team. Janelle Alexander, Jaleel Cruikshank, those are the singers, and myself, those are the singers. And we have musician Daniel, of course, he's my MD. I can't do anything without him. And Rodley Jacobs, he will be on bass. We have a Vincentian based in Canada, who would be our drummer. So we have a team that is going to fit into a bigger team.
when you get there? Okay then, okay,
Right?
okay then, nice.
They're coming from Barbados and we're coming from St. Vincent. So we're joining with Chosen to Worship. That's the name of the organization, headed by Alison Norville. And she's also an international recording gospel artist and a real household name in Barbados. She's been to St. Vincent several times as well. So we are joining them, you know, on this mission to Canada.
Wow, Sherry, I'm really looking forward to that. So this is Sherry, Dennie, the producer, right? So the event that we have coming up is on the 28th and the 30th, right?
The 30th of April. Listen, me have to talk about it because we have a package deal, right?
Yes. So what is the third one? We talk about two so far. Allegro.
So right, we have a concert. The concert delivered would be on the 28th of May. And then there is the what we call Step Out. It's a gospel dance competition, right? And so that is on the 7th of June.
Sherry, never see me dance? You ever see me dance?
No.
Yeah, trust me. Ask Michael Jackson about me, man. Ask Michael Jackson about me, right?
Okay. Yes, so Kevin, we're selling it as a package deal.
Package deal, okay.
You know, so you can buy the entire 3 events for just $145. So, you know, if persons are interested, especially for Allegro, we're not really because I said it's exclusive. So there is a particular amount of random tickets, as you would put it, but most
so
of
there's
it
a limited amount of tickets available for that event, right?
For Allegro.
So you want to make sure that you tap in early on those tickets, and the tickets for Allegro is how much?
$100.
$100. Good, guys. So that ain't bad, even to support the mission trip, all right, guys. So I know Sherry, again, you'll forward me some details on that promotional video flyers so that I can share it back here on my page so persons can get the information.
So I want to encourage the dancers as well, because to enter the competition, I mean, we know we don't like to compete in the Christian realm, you know, you don't like to compete. But it's just a little motivation, you know.
What is the stake at? What is that stake?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to share it yet, but it's a good stake.
A good stake, all right? Hey, don't fool the people and tell them it's a stake and to stake you have any go outside.
No. Nah. Actually, no. I'm here to talk about it now. Me full of integrity, and even if I pull out the stake out of my pocket, I go pull it out of my pocket. But right. It's being decided, and we have a figure in mind, but you know, with everything, we have to raise the support. So it's going to be worth your while, and you could enter as a solo or as a group, but we only have spots right now for only 8 more participants. Right? So even with that competition, if you want to be a part of it, you gotta try and collect your forms early and get in on that.
Yeah. Sherry, that sounds good. So guys, and where are we come from tonight? Episode number 12. We have Lady Sherry Dennie-Edwards with us tonight, mission leader for Exalt Him, writer, songwriter, vocal coach. Also, there's an expert again. We ain't talk about it, Sherry. We ain't touch the vocal part of it yet. I have to invite you to come back again for us to talk about that. I'm going to invite you to come back again because I know you have an event going currently. Tell us the vocal part of it. This is where you're offering some mentorship to other singers who want to develop their skills, and this is important. And this is what the creative space is about. It's not only you succeeding, but helping others to get to the level which you want to go. So tell us now about the vocal program that you have going.
Yes, so on the prompting of some folks, you know, I decided to start. This is about 3 years now. It wasn't something that I was really advertising because the interest was always there. And but recently, you know, when I decided to stick with it because you know the interest, and then because of COVID, you know, I had to do small groups and things like that. So yes, I've started to do some vocal coaching. It's called the Full Voice Vocal Coaching course, and it's 10 weeks long. So I mean, all of us needs to develop in our skill sets, all right? And I mean, with Vincentians, we have the natural ability. When you find a Vincentian singer, they could sing well. Anybody that could mimic a song recorded on a CD and sung just like them, you know, must be full of talent. But what we have to understand is that you have to develop your craft, you know, and you might be able to do, you have the raw ability to do something, but sometimes it needs a little polishing, you know. So you might have been singing for years, you know, but if you're singing without the proper tools, it could be more difficult for you to execute what it is that you are doing. And from what I have realized is that, you know, even me, you know, because every time I do this, I learn more and more and more about my own voice, and I grow as well. So I mean, it doesn't have to be my class, right? But singers should want to have some level of formal training, you know, in voice. And I know there are several other persons that offer it. I know Rodney has that as part of his academy, you know, and it's something that we are working on, Daniel and myself, because Daniel now offers keyboard classes as well, and we're looking to expand into other, you know, areas in terms of training, you know, to get persons to be the best that they can be, right? And like I said, singing is my passion really, and so I developed this 10-week course where singers can benefit from, you know, learning the basics. And my focus is really teaching you enough so that you can correct yourself. So after 10 weeks of me saying or telling you, you know, and we do everything, we do the science behind the voice, you know, everything. So you get to learn about your instrument, which is your voice. And then you're able now to continue to work on it, you know, so that you develop into what it is, whatever your singing goal is. Yes, we do that. We do that as well.
Nice, Sherry. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I tell you, people, before Sherry come and I tell her that she wear many hats, and you've been doing extraordinary, an ordinary woman doing extraordinary things. All right. And you know, I want to wish you, Sherry, all the best on your ministry, and you know, may you continue to be a great friend, and you know, just impacting the lives of many young people, because I know you have touched many lives with your ministry, right? A lot of people have come to know Jesus through what you do, all right? And you ain't getting off tonight. You can't do
Hold
another
on,
dramatic.
before we get to that, I just want to say that I would not have been able to do all of these things without my support system, which are my parents. Because even tonight, when you know I've not really left the office,
Yeah.
you know, my kids are with them, and you know they allow me to be able to do things like that, and I couldn't do it without them. And my husband, that I love dearly,
Man, a
who is
Peter,
really,
man.
yes, and I can't wait for him to come back home, because I don't think I could do these events without him being here, right? But yes, my husband, and not only that, but my brothers and my sister, even though they are away, you know, they really encourage me a lot and would help, you know, in whatever way that they can. So, you know, I'm not just, I am not able to do all of this, you know, by myself. I'm no superwoman. You understand? I'm just blessed with different things and the people that support it, and you know, and all of the other people that allow me to, you know, push them into a particular direction and not they want to go in that direction, you know, because they give me a purpose. They give my life meaning, you know, and I'm really grateful to all of them, all the persons that I would have worked with in the past, and I look forward to working with even more persons in the future.
Nice. I love what you're hearing, Sherry. I love what you're hearing. Well,
Okay, we
Sherry,
just you can just share. You could share the video.
yes. No, no. So what we're gonna do? We have the they say the steel pan boss just drop a blessing pan you down there, so right? Your
Really?
partner,
Thank
the
you,
steel
Steve
pan boss.
Campbell.
The steel pan boss just slugging,
That is
right?
great.
Yes, welcome steel pan boss. Right? I have to reserve a special program for he alone, right? A special about 2 seasons for he. Now, Sherry, you know, I'll put you on the spot here. I don't know whatever song God I put in his spirit now, because this is one thing about where we come from, right? Using the creative space to really impact the life of people. And you as a creative person, you don't need to rehearse to present something. So whatever word you have, whatever song you have in your heart that God put inside the spirit right now, I want you to give us a verse and a chorus. There we go. If something original, even better. I'm gonna
Well, I
I'm
could
gonna
sing an
mute.
original,
No problem. Yes, I'm gonna
because
mute my camera so we'll give you focus. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So go ahead, ladies
Um,
and gentlemen. I'm gonna introduce you. Hold on. Hold up. Pull up the brakes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Where Are We Come From. We're gonna invite on stage now. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome up front, Sherry Dennie-Edwards.
so Kevin, you asked me to sing something with meaning, and I mean, this is one of the songs that really encapsulate how I feel, and I'm just going to share the verse and the chorus, like you said. Okay, it's called Oceans. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours and you are mine. Oh, you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me, and take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours and you are mine.
Wow,
Thank you.
wow, Sherry. Come on, man. Come on, guys. Give Sherry some love there. Give Sherry some love there, man. That's powerful,
Thank
Sherry.
you.
Beautiful voice. Let me tell you that you're one of the queen in gospel and service and grenadines. Don't tell me no. Hear me say? Don't tell me no.
I will tell you.
Kevin Rodriguez put you there. All right, guys. So coming soon, King and Queens of Gospel. That's something we're to work on, right?
Yes.
That's something we're definitely gonna work on. So Sherry, I want to let you know how I really truly appreciate you for accepting the challenge to be a part of this experience tonight, and your ability to really impact so much lives with what you're doing. And one person, somebody saying on the live right now that you clearly understand your role and your purpose with what you do, being able to bridge the gap. And that's definitely, you know, you were able to do that to go across all of the elements, dance, song, drama, and being a producer. And I mean, God bless you tremendously. I want to encourage you to keep pressing forward, all right? Keep pressing forward. And, you know, thanks for being a good friend too, okay? So, guys, that's a wrap. Partner Rodney on the live over saying, Kevin, we need to, you want the VIP section. Rodney Small said he's going to buy out the entire VIP section for the.
Okay, that is good.
On the spot, right? He's going to buy out the entire.
I think I said something else, but you going to get him in trouble. So I ain't going to say nothing.
He said Rodney Small said he's going to buy out the entire VIP spot for the Allegro part of it. I saw him made a post earlier on this week that, you know, he looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to see him too. So guys, we're gonna call it a wrap for tonight. Again, Sherry, thanks much for logging in. And guys, remember, any closing words before I shut it down tonight, Sherry?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and you as well, Kevin. You've done. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the arts in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you don't think you can't sing. We never really see a dance. But you know what you are good at, you are very good at. There's nobody like you. You understand? And I want you to continue to press and continue to, you know, thrive, you know, in this space. And I also wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Sherry, for being with us tonight. And this is episode number 12 on Where Are We Come From. We say, what a go on, what a go on, what a go on. What a go on, what a go on, what a go on.
Me there. Me there.
Right, she says,
I get it.
We say, me there. So guys, thanks much for logging in tonight and Where Are We Come From. And we were having a conversation with Sherry Dennie-Edwards, songwriter, actor, director, ministry leader, vocal coach in the house tonight. And next week, we have coming up a next phenomenal young person will be joining us next week. I'm going to give you guys a quick preview of who that person is going to be, guys. He just released something big. And we're going to have him joining us for next week, guys. So make sure that you guys are here. You don't want to miss out on that because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. If I tell you it's going to be a good one, it's going to be a good one. So let me just share the flyer for next week with you guys. Who is going to be up for next week? This week, we had Sherry Dennie-Edwards. Next week, guys, we have in the house joining us, Kevin Jackson will be with us next week in the house on Where Are We Come From. But tonight, our featured act is Miss Sherry Dennie-Edwards. And Sherry, thank you very much as we bring it to a close. It was really nice to see you guys here with us. See you next week. Next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. We are back here on Where Are We Come From. So God bless, guys, and have a great night.